Hello guys, this is paper 1 teaching aptitude. All the past year teaching aptitude questions will be read out here, discussed here, rather read out for your understanding so that you can understand what type of questions the past years from the teaching aptitude came. So let's begin. Number 1. Discussion method can be used when the answer is the topic is very difficult. When the topic is very difficult, then discussion method can be used. Number 2, which of the following is a teaching aid? The answer is working model of windmill, tape recorder, 16 mm film projector. Number 3, the main aim of teaching is to develop only reasoning and to develop only thinking. These are the two answers of the main aim of teaching is to develop only reasoning and to develop only thinking. The quality of teaching is reflected by the quality of questions asked by the students. The question is, the quality of teaching is reflected by what? By the quality of questions asked by the students. The present annual examination system, the answer is, promotes rote learning and does not promote good study habit and does not encourage students to be regular in class. Another name of basic education or Nai Talim is Varda Education Plan. Team teaching has the potential to develop the habit of supplementing the teaching of each other. The question is, team teaching has the potential to develop what? The habit of supplementing the teaching of each other. Which of the following is the most important characteristics of open book examination system? The answer is it compels students to think. Which of the following methods of teaching encourages the use of maximum sense, that is laboratory method? Which of the following statement is correct? The answer is communicators should have fine senses. An effective teacher is one who can motivate students to learn. Which of the following is not a fundamental right? Right to free compulsory education of all children after the age of 14. Which of the following comprise teaching skills? Blackboard writing, questioning, explaining. Which of the following statements is most appropriate? Teachers' help can create in a student a desire to learn. The first Indian chronicler of Indian history was Kalhan. Which of the following statement is correct? Syllabus is a part of curriculum. This is the thing. Which of the following statement is correct? Syllabus is a part of curriculum. Which of the following is of the level of understanding? The answer is define noun. Define noun in your own words. Which of the following is not instructional material? The answer is transparency. Which of the following statements is not correct? The answer is lecture method can develop reasoning. The main objective of teaching at higher educational level is, the answer is to develop the capacity to take decisions. Teacher uses visual aids to make learning interesting. The teacher's role at the higher educational level is to provide information to students. Which of the following teachers would you like the most? Punctual teachers. Micro teaching is most effective for the student teacher. Answer is after the practice teaching. Which is the least important factor in teaching? Punishing the student. Value education makes a student good citizen. Verbal guidance is least effective in the learning of skills. Which is the most important aspect of teacher's role in learning? The development of insight into what constitutes an adequate performance. The most appropriate purpose of learning is modification of behavior. The students who keep on asking questions in the classroom should be encouraged to find answer independently. Maximum participation of student is possible in teaching through discussion method. The teacher has been glorified by the phrase friend, philosopher and guide because he transmits the high value of humanity to students. The most important cause of failure for teacher lies in the area of lack of comment over the knowledge of the subject. A teacher can establish rapport with its students by impressing students with knowledge and skill. Education is a powerful instrument of social transformation, personal transformation, cultural transformation. Uh, this all the three of these are answer of education is a powerful instrument of social transformation, personal transformation, cultural transformation. Okay, all three are the answers. A teacher's major contribution towards the maximum self realization of the student is affected through sensitivity to students' needs, goal, and purposes. According to Swami Vivekananda, teacher's succeeds depends on his mastery on the subject and capacity in controlling the student. Which of the following teacher will be liked most by student? Obviously, a teacher who is disciplined. A teacher's most important challenge is to make teaching learning process enjoyable. Value education stands for inculcations of virtues. When a normal student behave in an erratic manner in the class, you would talk to the student after the class. The university, which telecasts interaction educational programs through its own channel, is IGNOU. Which of the following skills are needed for present day teacher to adjust effectively with the classroom teaching? Use of technology in teaching, learning, knowledge of students' needs, content mastery. So, which of the following skills are needed for present day teacher to adjust effectively with the classroom teaching is use of technology in teaching learning, number 1, knowledge of students needs, number 2, and number 3 is content mastery. Okay, who has signed a MOU for accreditation of teacher education institution in India, that is NCTE and NAAC. The primary duty of the teacher is to help all-round developments of the student. Micro-teaching is more effective during the teaching practice. What quality the student like the most in a teacher? That is discipline. Which one of the following is the most important quality of a good teacher? That is content mastery. The primary responsibility for the teacher's adjustment lies with the teacher himself. As per the NCTE norms, what should be the staff strength for a unit of 100 students at B.Ed level? 1 plus 10. Research has shown that the most frequent symptom of nervous instability among teachers is explosive behavior. Which one of the following statement is correct? Curriculum includes both formal and informal education. A successful teacher is one who is compassionate and disciplinarian. Some students in a class exhibit great curiosity for learning. It may be because such children are gifted. The most important quality of a good teacher is good communication skills. Which one of the following is appropriate in respect of teacher-student relationship, cordial and respectful? The academic performance of students can be improved if parents are encouraged to interact with teachers frequently. In a lively classroom situation, there is likely to be frequent teacher-student dialogue. If a parent approaches the teacher to do some favor to his or her ward in the examination, the teacher should refuse politely and firmly. A group of experts in a specific area of knowledge assembled at a place and prepared a syllabus for a new course. The process may be termed as workshop. For maintaining an effective discipline in the class, the teacher should deal with them politely and firmly. An effective teaching aid is one which activates all facilities. Those teachers are popular among students who help them solve their problems. The essence of an effective classroom environment is lively student-teacher interaction. On the first day of his class, if a teacher is asked by the students to introduce himself, he should tell them about himself in brief. Moral values can be effectively inculcated among the students when the teacher is himself practicing them. A teacher is said to be fluent in asking questions if he can ask many meaningful questions in a fixed time. Which of the following qualities is most essential for a teacher? He should have patience. Which of the following belongs to a projected aid? Epidiascope. 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 When some students are deliberately attempting to disturb the discipline of the class by making mischief, what will be your role as a teacher? Giving them an opportunity for introspection and improve their behavior. Suppose a student wants to share his problems with teacher and he visits the teacher's house for the purpose, the teacher should extend reasonable help and boost his morale. By which of the following methods the true evaluation of the student is possible? Formative evaluation. Formative, formative evaluation. If you get an opportunity to teach a visually challenged student along with his normal students, what type of treatment would you like to give him in the class? Arrange a sit in front row and try to teach at a pace convenient to him. Which of the following is not a characteristics of a good achievement taste? Ambiguity. Which of the following does not belong to projected 8? Blackboard. For a teacher, which of the following methods would be correct for writing on the blackboard? Writing the important points as clearly as possible. A teacher can be successful if he or she presents the subject matter in a well-organized manner. Dynamic approach to teaching means the student should be required to learn through activities. For an efficient and durable learning, learners should have desired level of ability and motivation. Classroom communication must be student-centric. The best method of teaching is to initiate a discussion and participate in it. Interaction inside the classroom should generate ideas. Spare the rod and spoil the child gives the message that undesirable behavior must be punished. The type of communication that the teacher has in the classroom is termed as group communication. Nowadays, the most effective mode of learning is blended learning. The blackboard can be utilized best by a teacher for writing the important and notable points. At the primary school stage, most of the teachers should be women because they can deal with children affectionately. Okay. Which one is the highest order of learning? Conditioned reflex learning. A person can enjoy teaching as a profession when he commands respect from the students. A diagram speaks more than 1,000 words. The statement means that the teacher should use teaching aids in class. While delivering lecture, if there is some disturbance in the class, a teacher should motivate to teach those causing disturbance. Effective teaching is a function of teachers making students learn and understand. The most appropriate meaning of learning is modification of behavior. Arrange the following teaching process in order, formulating instructional objective. Relate the present knowledge with previous one, presentation of instructional materials, evaluation and reteaching. CIET stands for Central Institute for Educational Technology. Teachers' role at higher educational level is to promote self-learning in students. The Verstehen School of Understanding was popularized by German social scientist Verstehen. Verstehen School of Understanding was popularized by German social scientist. Which one of the following is the best method of teaching? Demonstration. Dyslexia is associated with reading disorder. Classroom communication is normally considered as cognitive. Which one of the following is considered a sign of motivated teaching? Student asking questions. Which of the following is not a prescribed level of teaching? Differentiation. Maximum participation of students during teaching is possible through demonstration method. Diagnostic evaluation centers evaluation certains cause and remedies of persistent learning problems during the instruction. Instructional aids are used by teachers to clarify the concept. Attitude of the teacher that affects teaching pertains to affective domain. Education is the manifestation of perfection already in man. was stated by Swami Vivekananda. When academicians are called to deliver lecture or presentation to an audience on certain topics or set of topics of educational nature, it is called seminar. In the classroom, the teacher sends the message either as words or images. The students are really decoders. Which of the following is the highest level of cognitive ability? Evaluating. Which of the following factors doesn't impact teaching? Socioeconomic background of teachers and students. Which of the following statements about teaching aids are correct? They help in retaining concepts for longer duration. They help students learn better. They make teaching learning process interesting. Techniques used by a teacher to teach include lecture, interactive lecture, group work. Achievement tests are commonly used for the purpose of assessing the amount of learning after teaching. A good teacher is one who inspires students to learn. Greater the handicap of the students coming to the educational institution, greater the demand on the teacher. What are the characteristics of continuous and comprehensive evaluation? It replaces marks with grades. It evaluates every aspect of the student. It helps in reducing examination phobia. Which of the following attributes denote great strengths of a teacher? Setting examples, willingness to put assumptions to the test, acknowledging mistakes. Which one of the following statement is correct in the context of multi-choice type questions? They are more objective than true-false type questions. As chairman of an independent commission on education, Jacques Delors' report to UNESCO was titled Learning, the Treasure Within. What are required for good teaching? Diagnosis, remedy, direction, feedback. Which of the following statement is not true in the context of participatory research? Its sole purpose is production of knowledge. Select the alternative which consists of positive factors contributing to effectiveness of teaching. Teacher's knowledge of the subject, communication skill of the teacher, teacher's competence in managing and monitoring the classroom transactions. The use of teaching aids is justified on the grounds of optimizing learning outcomes of students. Assertion. The purpose of higher education is to promote critical and creative thinking abilities among students. Reason, these abilities ensure job placements. The answer is both A and R are true, but R is not the correct explanation. Of A. Formative evaluation, quizzes and discussion. Summative evaluation, grading the final learning outcomes. Continuous and comprehensive evaluation, evaluating cognitive and co-cognitive, norm and criterion, reference test, tests and their interpretation based on a group and certain yardsticks. Internal and external factors that affect message reception by the student in the classroom are referred to as noise. A teacher in a classroom has immediate control over the self-selected methods of communication and the message. What do communicated words carry in a classroom situation? Power, structure, and tradition. As a good classroom communicator, you are supposed to know your artful pauses. Figure out the components of non-verbal communication in a classroom from the following: facial expression, kindness, KINESICS, and personal space. Which of the following are the basic factors of effective listening? Acknowledgement of thoughts, reflection, and asking open-ended questions. Effectiveness of teaching has to be judged in terms of learning outcomes of students. In which teaching method learners' participation is made optimal? And proactive project method. One of the most powerful factors affecting teaching effectiveness is related to educational system. Assertion, formative evaluation tends to accelerate the pace of learning. Reason, as against summative evaluation, formative evaluation is highly reliable. Answer is A is true but R is false. Which of the following set of statements represents acceptable propositions in respect of teaching learning relationships? Choose the correct code to indicate your answer. That is, number 1, when students fail in a test, it is teacher who fails. Number 2, every teaching must aim at ensuring learning. Number 3, they can be teaching without learning taking place. Number 4, a teacher teaches but learns also. Assertion: learning is a lifelong process. Reason: learning to be useful must be linked with life process. Both A and R are true. R is the correct explanation of A. From the list given below, identify the learner characteristic which would facilitate teaching learning system to become effective. Choose the correct code. Okay, number 1, prior experience of learner. Number 2, aptitude of the learner. Number 3, learner's stage of development. Which one of the following is a key behavior in effective teaching? Instructional variety. Which of the following set of statements best represent the nature and objective of teaching and learning? Number 1, teaching is a social act, while learning is a personal act. Teaching implies learning, whereas learning does not imply teaching. Teaching is an interaction and is triadic in nature, whereas learning is an active engagement in a subject domain. Which of the following set of statements best describe the nature and objective of teaching? Number 1, teaching and learning are integrally related. Concern of all teaching is to ensure some kind of transformation in students. Teaching is a social act, whereas learning is a personal act. Which of the following learner characteristics are highly related to effectiveness of teaching? Prior experience of the learner. In the two sets given below, set 1 indicates methods of teaching, while set 2 provides the basic requirements for success and effectiveness. Match the two. Okay. Lecturing, content delivery in a lucid language, discussion in groups, theme-based interaction among participants, brainstorming, production of large number of ideas, programmed instructional procedure, small step presentation with feedback provided. From the list of evaluation procedures given below, identify those which will be called formative evaluation. Indicated your answer by choosing. Okay, number 1, during interaction with students in the classroom, the teacher provides corrective feedback. The teacher clarifies to doubts of students in the class itself. The learner's motivation is raised by the teachers through question answer session. Assertion: all teaching should aim at ensuring learning. Reason: all learning results from teaching. A is true but R is false. Which among the following is the best field of study to improve the ability of students? Experiment and analysis. Science. Which among the following reflects best the quality of teaching in a classroom? Through the quality of question asked by the students in a classroom. Which of the learner characteristic will influence his or her perspective in a course of study? Learner's commitment. Number 1. Number 2, prior knowledge of the learner. Number 3, skill of the learner in the concerned areas. The performance of a student is compared with another student in which type of teaching? Norm reference testing. Which of the strategies in the list given below will be associated with the direct teaching? Number 1, providing examples and explanation. Number 2, giving a review and recapitulations, offering practice and feedback. Number 3. Okay, classroom interactions are influenced largely by students' commitment. When a large number of students with different performative levels are there in the class, for uniform imparting of educative interaction, a teacher should opt for a communication which is technology enabled. Assertion: classroom communication is pre-decided by social and institutional demands. Reason: positive educative action should guide learners to acquire knowledge of social significance. Answer: both A and R are true and is the correct explanation of A. The emphasis in memory level teaching is on which of the following? Number 1, organization of thoughts and ideas. Number 2, systematic presentation to enable quick reproduction. Number 3, mastery of concept sequencing of facts. Classroom communication is purposeful and pragmatic. Which of the following teaching methods is or are contributive to direct learning? Number 1, simulation and role playing. Number 2, participation in workshop and assignments. Number 3, MOOCs and heuristics. HEURISTICS. Reflective level teaching is different from memory level teaching because the pattern of communication that is involved. Reflective level teaching is basically transactional. Which one of the following assessment procedure is conducted during an in-progress teaching learning session? Formative. Assertion: giving orders to students in the classroom is a specific form of communication. Reason: the manner of orders depends upon the cultural background of the students involved. Both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of A. Identify those teaching strategies which are learner-centered. Number 1, cooperative learning. Number 2, laboratory-based projects. Number 3, pair-share discussion. Okay, that's it for today. It's all the questions of the past year from teaching aptitudes. So I hope you really liked it. If you did, then subscribe to my channel, hit the like button, share with your friends, and leave your beautiful comments below. Bye.